Welcome to the massive open online course on Big Data Analytics. My name is Bernd Hiessen and I'm sharing some exciting content with you in this video lecture. Now, this specific video lecture will be about case studies of global organizations sharing their expertise in regards to utilizing big data analytics. And this video has been sponsored by Prescient as well as the University of Ansbach. Now, these global experts will share in the interviews with me how they utilize big data analytics in everyday life in their organizations and share their insights about the infrastructure that they established and how they actually benefit from it in their business. I hope you enjoy. Just learn from it as much as you can and have fun. Thank you.
You start at the lecture 11 of the course Digital Disruption. This chapter covers the topic Big Data Case Studies. You will learn from organizations how they digitized their business successfully. The case studies covered in this book, Big Data Analytics, share experiences from Adidas, Flixbus, Piano, Villeroy & Boch, and the state of Tamil Nadu. Learn from the experience of Rajesh Kumar, Vice President for Merchandising at Adidas.
Welcome, Mr. Kumar. I'm glad you are able to join us here in our TV studio in Ansbach. And you are Vice President for Global Merchandising at Adidas. And you also look back at a successful career of more than 20 years in the retail industry. Now, how did digitalization change the way you did business in these years?
Thank you, Bernd. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. To answer your question, digitalization is changing the entire way we do business. And if you look in the last 2 or 3 years, the digitalization has brought tons of data available for business to use. And this was not historically available, and the amount of data collected today is huge. So what I would say is digitalization today is collecting tons of data, and this data, if it's filtered, can be effectively used for better business decision making. So definitely digitalization is playing an important role on collecting data and making business decisions in the future.
Yeah, everyone is talking about big data and big data analytics. But in your case study, you write big data analytics is like teenage sex. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does know how to do it. So is this also true in the merchandising?
Yeah, I think it is true in merchandising. As a merchant, I grew up using historical sales information, and this is an information as a merchant you know how to use, and you know exactly how to use it, and you have been an expert on using this. But when it comes to big data and the spectrum of analytics, then you really don't know, because there is tons available. So you really don't know how to use it, where to use it, and what to collect, because there's a lot of fluff around in this space. So definitely I think it's same like teenage sex. Everyone is doing something, so I also need to do something. But you need to know exactly what to do to find results and to use it effectively. So I would say yes, it's the same analogy like teenage sex in merchandising too.
Okay. In my book, I write about the 3 layers of big data analytics, like past analytics, real-time analytics, as well as predictive analytics. And you use similar terms, but you call it hindsight, insight, and foresight. How does these apply to the merchandising field?
Yeah, so when I talk about hindsight, insight, and foresight, hindsight is historical sales information. So to predict what you have to buy for the future season, you have used the mirror seasons data. And this is how you use hindsight in merchandising as an example. Insight, we are talking about trading decisions. So you look at trading, what's happening on a Monday, Tuesday, and then make business decisions which can affect in the stores towards the weekend. And this is effectively using insight in merchandising. And these two spectrum, which is hindsight and insight, most of the merchants in today's world are specialists and they know how to use it. Now it comes the third spectrum of data, which I mentioned as foresight. And this is where big data plays an important role. So this is really understanding the consumers who not only shop with you, but who is around you and who are potential shoppers. And using foresight becomes more and more important in today's world for you to give a competitive advantage, because the more you start using, the better you will be in business. And that's why using foresight in merchandising is important in the future.
Yeah, excellent. In your case study, you also describe the story of a store where basketball products are not selling well. Can you share a little bit more about this case?
Yeah, sure. This is again hindsight, insight and foresight. You were using hindsight, which is historical sales information, to make a decision on the assortment planning of a store, and you have looked at historical sales, and basketball always said it's 3% of the sales. So you create an offer based on that data set, and always you had a very small basketball section which was not looking credible. And the consumers who were interested in basketball have always come to your stores and looked at it and said, oh, this is not good enough, and they were never excited. But you made that decision based on hindsight, which is historical sales, which is saying 3%. Now imagine a world where you are using a new set of data, which I call it as foresight. And this is understanding the consumers around in that geolocation. And if that data clearly tells you that the potential is up to 10%, this gives you a data set to make a business decision saying that going forward, I will catalog basketball at 10% and the offer will be credible. And if you do that, definitely I think there's a potential, because the data said there are consumers around, and you will have a credible basketball offer, and this will produce business results. So this is again using foresight for business decision making, which will give you a competitive advantage than others which use only hindsight information.
Great example. Now you also mentioned that omni-channel trading is one of the opportunities. Like if I'm looking at a soccer event, like a game happening on Saturday, and probably fans are purchasing like the shirts, and maybe they run out in the retail outlets. How do you utilize big data analytics and omni-channel trading in such an instance?
Yeah, here the trick is actually using sales information on one channel to make business decision on the other channel. So take an example of e-com. So if you see a peak in trading on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, the consumers are shopping this maybe 3-4 days in advance, because they want that product later, because there's a delivery time as far as e-com is concerned. So consumers are taking that consideration of the delivery time to make that business decision. Now if you see that effect, definitely that's going to affect your retail channel at a later stage, maybe towards the weekend, and it will affect towards a Thursday, Friday and a Saturday. So if you are clever enough, you should be using one set of data, which is the e-com data, to make allocation decision so that you don't run out of stock towards the weekend, because the peak which you have seen the e-com channel is going to come towards your retail channel towards the weekend. So here the trick is using one channel information to make decision in the other channel, and it can be very effective. And there could be different possibilities of using. I'm just explaining one, but the possibilities are many, and you can effectively use that.
Great. And how about social media analytics? Do you also leverage it for your decision making at Adidas?
Yeah, I think we have just started the process. Today, social media is everything. Every business has to use social media, because it's a must, because there's tons of data available towards your consumer. We have started that process. As I mentioned, it's foresight, understanding your consumers' needs and wants from social media, and there is tons available. So we have started that process of using social media. We're taking baby steps. There's a long way to go, but definitely we have started using social media to understand the consumer's needs and wants, as I explained, to make business decisions.
Thanks for sharing your insights. And it seems like you at Adidas leverage these innovations quite intensively. So good luck for your future.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I'm very thankful for that. Looking forward how this whole big data will play in merchandising for the future, because there's a long way to go, and I'm really excited in this journey.
Great.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brandt.
Thank you.